Hello, my name is Selena.
And my name's Theoni, and you are listening to Piping Hot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's us. I don't know. How do you want to be greeted? How do you want to tell us?
Yeah, in the comments. No, it's not a YouTube video. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, comment down below how you want us to introduce ourselves, because I never know.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm running out of ideas now.
Literally. My favorite was, didn't you say like gentle listeners?
Yes,
that was my favorite.
Yes, yeah, no. I thought that was pretty smart of me.
How are you doing today, pal?
I'm doing good. You know, it's just been another week, but yeah. How about you? How are you doing?
You know, I'm okay. I think I'm ready to just finish getting those last few pieces locked down with my new job and housing and all of that.
Yes.
But once that's locked down, I think I'll feel a lot better. But yeah, otherwise it's been good. I have been trying to incorporate more of like my hobbies and things like that into my routine. So
Good.
I don't just like get home from work and like sit and like sleep because I'm so worn out, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh my God, that reminds me, how is that adjustment to like a 9 to 5 rather than like going to class for 2 hours and then coming home for lunch and going back to class? Like, how's that?
It's weird. I don't feel like it's totally hit me yet, because it's like, I think it'll hit me more come September when I'm not going back to school and I'm like, oh.
Yes.
Because I've always had like full-time jobs over the summer, like in between school. But like in September, I won't be going back to school. I'll be just continuing the same thing. So I feel like it's going to hit me then more.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. It's actually been pretty good. My mom's FaceTiming me. Hold on. Can I text?
Yes.
Hi, Mom. I'm recording the podcast. Say hi.
Oh. Hi.
What was I talking about?
The 9 to 5, going back to school, and yeah.
Honestly, I like the 9 to 5. Like, I feel like I can deal with that. Like, I like the structure of it, and I like coming home and being able to do literally whatever I want. I don't have to worry about anything else, you know?
Yes, oh my God, yes. Like, I feel like everyone, like, shits on the 9 to 5, which totally fine, because 9 to 5 is a lot. But I love coming home and not having anything to do, no obligation.
Yeah.
It's literally just me time. I can watch a TV show or read a book without feeling guilty that I'm not doing my essay or not studying, you know?
Literally, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
If you want to sit around, that's fine. So, you know what? I really don't mind the 9 to 5 right now.
Okay.
Maybe I'll feel differently once I'm in it for like years, but right now, it's fine.
What are you drinking today?
I was going to say that too. I don't think my voice sounds that scratchy, just like talking, but it's felt like a little scratchy. So I'm drinking green tea with honey because I feel like it like cures my throat, even though it really doesn't. I think it's like a placebo for me. But anyways, it's fine.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, exactly. If my mind tells me it works, it works.
Exactly,
okay?
yeah.
Thank you. How about you?
I am drinking peach Bellini. The classic peach Bellini. But
I don't know why it makes me laugh.
I was gonna do the chamomile, vanilla, manuka honey or whatever. But then, sidebar, the Thor Lynch household was just really chaotic. Like before this. So Jack was helping me prepare and like set up, like while I was setting this up, he was making my tea, and I was gonna pick chamomile, vanilla, manuka honey, but then I saw that he had picked peach Bellini, so I was like, oh, I have to drink this. So it was very nice. Yeah.
That's so sweet. I would be like, okay, I'll drink whatever you made me. Thanks.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, peach Bellini it is. I think that sounds fantastic.
It's actually really good. I haven't had it in a while, so I was like, oh, I forgot that this tasted like this.
I feel like I want to go out and get some like really fruity ones to have for the summer, even if I make them like iced tea.
Yes, the iced tea is like so good though still too. Yeah, I might make myself an iced tea later.
Oh, That sounds relaxing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go to the beach after this, actually. We'll see.
I want to go to a beach so bad.
That's the thing. I realized that yesterday because my friends and we went out to dinner like in the seaport area of Boston, which is like right by the water. And sometimes I forget that like I live right by the ocean.
Yeah.
Like I don't like
Yeah.
it doesn't I don't know, it doesn't always like set in my brain, but
Yeah.
what pop culture do you have today? I actually have a few for some random reason.
I have only a couple, but more than last time because I had like one thing last time.
That we didn't care about.
Yes, exactly. So I think the biggest thing that we need
Yep,
to talk
I know
about
what you're
is
gonna say.
Khloe Kardashian is having a second kid with the trash man, Tristan Thompson.
I'm so confused what is happening. Okay, so I heard
Yes.
the gender is a boy, right?
Yep.
But I heard this baby was conceived before Khloe found out about Tristan fathering another baby.
I read that too. Yes.
So if that's the case, where is this child? Is it born? Like, I'm so confused because the timeline she heard about this in November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So it's got to be like due now.
No, wait, I thought the baby was due in November.
Oh, I thought it was conceived in November.
Oh, okay. Maybe
I could be way off.
something in November though, but you're right that she didn't know about the whole Tristan thing, fathering another kid with some other girl.
And I wonder if that got brought up in the Kardashians, but they like edited that out. Because like if her sisters knew that she had or conceived a child through surrogate, wouldn't that add a whole nother layer to like the anger of the situation?
Yeah, but I guess it depends on when they filmed. Because it's always a couple months up to a year from like when they film to when it actually airs because they have to edit everything. I guess I don't know what their production timeline is, but I'm guessing it's got to be a couple of months. So maybe they were done filming, and when they were editing, maybe they had found out that Khloe was having another kid. Like, I don't know.
I'm so angry. At
Me
first,
too.
I'm going to be honest, my reaction was like, why would she do that?
Yeah.
But like, then I was like thinking about it more. And then to think that she was having this child with someone else that she was like really confident in the way their future was going. And then this happens. Like, I wouldn't even know what to think. Like, I am shook. I was not expecting that.
Okay, so do you remember we did a whole episode on her and we did the timeline, right? I think I had said that they had gotten back together in the fall of 2021 because they had broken up in the summer of 2021, I think, yeah. But then they had gotten back together and then they broke up. And then in January, that's when all of the information came out about Tristan having another kid. So I'm guessing in the fall, they must have decided.
And then that would make sense if this baby were conceived in November.
Yes, that's where November comes in, I think. Yeah, I think that's it.
I was reading a Facebook comment, and this one Facebook comment said they should name that baby boy False. Like true and false.
Well, with the Kardashians, you know that is a possibility, like an actual possibility.
False Thompson.
Oh my gosh.
That's horrible.
Oh my gosh. But okay, here's my take. Again, when we talked about Khloe in our episode about her, I know that she wants to be a mom. I know that she wants to have a family and she wants to be a wife and she wants all of these things. So it makes sense that she wants to have another kid. The reason why I think Khloe went back to Tristan is because I think she wanted True to have a full blood brother or sister. Like they wanted to be a whole family and they wanted to share the same dad. I think that's all I can think about to justify her going back to freaking Trash Man.
To me, that makes sense. So like I can understand that from the perspective like, okay, they're really working on things, whatever.
Yeah.
But now I wonder how she's feeling about it now that all the other stuff came out. I don't even know what to say. It's nuts.
This man is hopeless. Okay.
I know.
He is so hopeless, and I just feel so bad because Khloe deserves 100 times better than what he can offer her. Next thing I have is a little happier. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner had their second child together.
Yeah. Do we know if it's a boy, girl? Do we have a name?
Oh, I have no clue.
Okay, because I hadn't seen anything about that either, but they're like a really cute couple, actually.
I love them so much.
They're like a really sweet, genuine, non-PR couple, such as a certain sibling, and that's how I feel about that.
That's so funny. Wait, I saw a TikTok with Frankie Jonas on a podcast or whatever. It was a little snippet, and it was so funny because he was telling the host that sometimes Joe calls him up to ask for like TikTok advice of like, oh, I have this idea. What should I do? And Frankie is always like, just put Sophie in it. Everyone loves Sophie. Like they don't care about you. Just put Sophie in it. And I'm like, that's true. Okay.
It's true.
Yes. Exactly.
I also love the idea that Joe is just like calling up Frankie to be like, help me with this Gen Z thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I haven't listened to it yet, but Lizzo and Demi Lovato's new album dropped yesterday.
You know who else's album dropped? Sabrina Carpenter's album.
Yes, I did see that.
So here's the thing. I have so much music to listen to.
Yes.
Because I have to listen to all of that, because I remember listening to Demi Lovato's album and I really liked their single for Skin of My Teeth. I really liked that a lot. But then I heard their other one and I didn't like it as much. I think it was called Substance. So I'm curious how the rest of the album will sound.
That's interesting because I'm opposite. I like their second single, I think technically Substance, versus their first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you feel about like Lizzo's couple of songs that she has out right now?
Good. I mean, I literally have not listened to anything on her album, of both their albums, as well as Sabrina's. But what Lizzo has released so far, I like, what's the one that went viral on TikTok that everyone was doing?
About Damn Time.
Yeah, I think that one's fun. It took me a little while to get onto the train, but it's actually a bop.
I will say, after we're done recording today's episode, you need to go to listen to Sabrina Carpenter's song Nonsense.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap. My friend was telling me about it and she was like, it's very much Ariana Grande vibes. Like, and it is, and it's really good. I haven't listened to her other songs yet, but I also like her single that came out a while ago, Fast Times.
No, wait. What is the other one that came out that was on her album? What's that other one?
Fast Times.
No, it was another one. On the album, like Emails I Don't Send, there was another single that had come out that...
I think she only had one single off of the album.
No, just a minute. What is it called?
It's going to be called Fast Time.
No, it's not. I know what Fast Time is. Vicious.
You're right. Okay, you are right.
Sorry.
This one... Okay, fine. You win.
I love that one.
Really?
Yeah, because when I first heard Vicious, I was like, I don't know, I guess it's fine. Because I listened to the Pop Rising playlist on Spotify, and that one was added to it. And the more I kept listening to it, I was like, oh, wait, I actually really like this song.
I feel like I need to give it another chance. I want to listen to the album like in order and see if I like it more. I will say her songs, out of the ones she's come out with, seem very different from each other. Like Fast Times versus Vicious versus Nonsense. They're all so different.
Yeah.
But I also appreciate that, because why should it all have to have one sound? Like I saw this one TikTok review about it and they were saying like, oh, I love it, but it's not super cohesive. And to me, it's like, I think an album cannot be cohesive. It's like, that's the same thing. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm going on a music rant. I'm sorry. I got to say this. But like, that's what people said about Queen. They're like, oh, you're doing all these different kinds of songs and it's never gonna work. Yeah, okay, let's talk about it. It did work.
So iconic.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. I don't think any one person has to sound any one kind of way.
Yeah, and I'm conflicted about it because I think you can make an album as cohesive as you want, but then you dip into the side of everything sounding the same, which unfortunately happened to me with Sam Smith's album The Thrill of It All. I did not like their album just because everything sounded the same. Like, I think they had really great singles, but then all the other songs in between was just like, meh.
I feel like Dua Lipa is a really good example of like somehow it's so cohesive, but they all sound very different.
Yes. No, I agree.
So like there's definitely a way to do it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you saw, I haven't deep dived into it, but the Emmy nominations were pretty recently.
I saw that.
And there were some big snubs there.
I am so mad that Selena Gomez did not get one.
Me
and I'm
too.
not just saying that because I'm a Selena Gomez fan. Like, the fact that Steve Martin and Martin Short got nominations, good. They deserve it.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. How can she not get one then?
Yeah.
Because I would say none of them would be as good without the other person in
Exactly.
that show.
Exactly.
So, like, you either give it to them all individually or give them something for, like, ensemble cast or
Yes.
something like that. But you can't just leave her out of it. That feels so wrong to me.
Yes.
Because she was fantastic in her character.
Yes, and okay, again, I understand that like Steve Martin and Martin Short, they have really big names and they have gotten to their careers the way that they have through everything that they've done. Yes. But I will argue that Selena Gomez, she held her ground and she still
did.
does. That's what like made me feel ick about it because I'm like, she held her ground with two very, very iconic actors, but she still stood out. And it's just, I don't know. I felt really bad that she did not get nominated.
I know, I do too. And she really deserved it. It's like,
Yeah.
I just want her to get the recognition she deserves. I feel this way with her like album Rare too. Like
Yes.
it did not get the attention it deserved.
Yeah.
And I remember she was like, I feel like this is my best album, yet it got literally nothing. And then this happens and I'm like, what does she have to do? Because I think she's doing all the things and I like all the things she's putting out. So like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. So that was one of the biggest snubs. I don't watch Stranger Things, but I know people were saying Sadie Sink got snubbed
Yep.
majorly.
Yep.
I don't know it, so I can't talk a lot on it, but I'm sure if a lot of people are upset, then I would.
Yeah.
Probably.
Just jump on the train with them.
Yeah. yeah,
We're
I'll be
upset
pissed.
too.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, did you hear of any other
There
big
was someone
ones?
else. It was Selena Gomez, Sadie Sink, and then there was a third person, but I don't remember who.
I did like that Andrew Garfield got nominated, though. And Sebastian Stan and Lily James, my BBs.
Yeah.
Yes, I was very
Yes,
happy
all
about
your
that.
babies.
Do you have anything else?
Nothing else, more so like what I am watching and reading. So I am actually watching season 3 of The Umbrella Academy on Netflix. I don't know if you heard.
I haven't.
Okay. I don't know if it's up your alley, but you are a Marvel fan, so I feel like maybe it would. I don't know. I feel like it might be a hit or miss for you, but
Sure.
season 3 recently came out and I'm so excited because that was one of my quarantine shows all the way back in the OG of 2020. And I was so excited. And so I'm watching that and that's been really fun. It has, what's her name? From Hamilton, Emmy
Raver.
Yes. It has her in it, and I
Okay.
love her so much. Yeah, that's been really fun. And I'm also reading People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry.
How
So,
far are you?
I'm not far. I haven't read too much, which makes me sad, so I might read after we're done recording. But I'm about like 150 pages in.
Dang.
Yeah.
You guys.
It's good.
really
It's really good.
I cannot wait for you to keep reading that. Speaking of things that I've been reading, I
Okay.
just finished Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Girly.
Oh, really? Is it good?
It was good. And I got halfway through and I was like, okay, this feels like it's like really spicy, but I'm not getting that.
Okay.
But then it hit.
No
and I was
way.
like, holy crap.
No.
Like it was so spicy.
Okay, wait. You have to text me the title because I want to put it
will.
on my to be read.
I'm going to do it right now. Hold on.
Oh
because
my
I don't want
gosh.
to forget. I'm telling you right now, you are going to love the main character, Nash. Oh
Really?
my God. You're gonna like literally drool. Like, yes. Because I feel like you're very much, you have the same type in Bookmen as one of my friends. And she was in love with him. So I know you will be in love. Wow, I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
You know, I love my fictional men murderous and angry and moody and
Yup, there it is. I can't literally.
Okay, wait,
Oh my God.
so random. I'm like on Akatar's side of TikTok, like I have never been on before.
Those unhinged theories you sent me? Holy crap. I was like, shut up. The worst part of it is it made sense.
I know. Which I don't hate the theory though.
Did you go and watch the other ones?
I did not. I'll have to go to her profile.
She has a whole, I forget if this is the one you sent me, but this whole one about how she thinks Elaine and Tamlin are.
Yes, I agree.
Is that the one you sent me?
I did.
Okay.
And I actually agree with that.
I know, yeah. But also, I hate them both. So
Yeah, because
go in your field of flowers, okay?
Because he needs someone to protect, and she needs someone to protect her. Mm-hmm. So it's like two, and her and her fucking flowers. Okay, Spring Court literally calling her name.
Literally,
you know.
I know.
But it's so weird. I've been on Akatar's side of TikTok and Book Talk a lot. Like, it's been so weird, but I've been trying not to flood your TikTok inboxes.
Please flood it. Flood my TikTok inbox.
There's this one that I was going to send you of Nesta and Cassian, but I was like, I don't know if this is a little too far. Like, I feel like...
Wait, send it, please. Can you go find it right now? I don't want you to forget. I really want to see it.
Okay, wait. I'll send it to you right now. I had liked it because I remember I was like, oh, maybe I'll... this isn't the one. This isn't the one that I was going to send you, but I just found it and I'm going to send it to you anyways because we're on the topic.
Please send me... I never want you to worry about flooding my inbox. Like, I want to see any and all. I really don't
I found it. Okay, wait.
I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm sending it. So it's the one with Cassian and Nesta.
Okay.
But then there's another one that I thought was just funny. So you could watch them right now if you want.
I'm going to. I don't even care that we're recording right now. Like, this takes priority.
And for that one, all the comments are like, good things that I don't have any friends. Wait, because you know that's the thing, right?
What?
That there was supposed to be a threesome between Nesta, Cassian, and Azriel in Silver Flames.
That would have been... I can't even actually think about that.
I know, me neither.
I actually can't even... Sorry, I don't know what kind of noise just came out of my mouth. I'm like, oh my God, I really can't even think about that. Oh my God. Anyways, okay, I'm reading the Unhinged, or I'm watching the Unhinged one.
I'm literally crying.
I don't know what to do with myself. I'm literally gonna go take that book off the bookshelf and go reread their scenes. I don't give a fuck.
Me too. The one specifically where he's like, hold on to the pen. Oh my God.
Wow. Oh my God. The way that guy looked up.
His like beard, literally Cassian, and his like long hair. That's Cassian. You can't tell me that's not him.
If I talk about this anymore, I don't know. Oh my God.
Whew.
Holy shit.
Good sidebar, but back on
literally
track.
5 hours later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, your list of pop culture stuff.
Okay, mine are pretty quick. So the first one is, what the heck? Lea Michele is going to be Fanny Brice on Broadway.
Yes.
Ryan Murphy does some sort of witchcraft. The fact that this is actually happening in real life.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Everyone's like, everyone has to check on Beanie Feldstein. Like, Leah sent her to a crack house, like, because that's what happened in Glee. And, like, I just cannot believe that is real life.
Yeah.
I want to see her so badly.
Do you know what her, like, run dates are? Or is she going to be, like, the role indefinitely until, like, the show runs?
No, I think she's doing it indefinitely starting September 6th. So she will be Fanny Brice when you're on the East Coast.
Damn.
I know. Then the other thing that I have is Jonathan Bailey and Matt Bomer are going to be secret lovers in a movie.
I saw that. I'm still...
Do you feel like they almost look too similar?
Doesn't he have, like, really... He's, like, the one with, like, the really pretty eyes, right? Yes. Oh, my God. He's so gorgeous.
He almost looks like Henry Cavill, actually.
Yes, a little bit.
They look more alike.
So I'm okay with that, but I'm still upset that the boys have Jonathan. Like, that's not fair.
It's really not.
Literally
it's
not
really
fair.
not fair.
He's too fine to be for the boys.
No, it's true. So here's the thing. I can't add him to my list of husbands, okay, this is really off topic, but I just need you guys to know that Gavin from The Summer I Turned Pretty, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but like I was telling Selena, like I genuinely feel like if we met in person, we would fall in love because he's Christian, he's really attractive, he's really fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
super
here
sweet,
for it, so
probably.
call me, literally.
At
I'm
Gavin.
gonna make this happen for Hey, at Gavin, kala. I don't know how to pronounce it, but like
I am single, by the way.
Yeah,
Wait, did you see that they're already filming season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Isn't that, like, the turnaround is so fast? But again, we had mentioned in that episode that they had already renewed season 2 before season 1 even aired. So I'm not surprised, but that makes me so excited because we're going to get another season so soon. Like, I just need it so bad.
And I live for the TikTok content from all of them, like the stars, Jenny Han, the official account. Like, I am so here for it.
It's amazing. I love
it so much. And then the only other thing that I had on my list, I saw the Elvis movie.
Yes.
I love Austin Butler. He mayhaps be the most attractive person I've ever seen, especially seeing him with Ashley Tisdale's child. I quite honestly melted.
Wait, what do you mean?
Ashley Tisdale and Austin Butler are like BFFs from back in the day when he was in Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure.
Yes.
And he finally met her kid after 2.5 years of COVID, and they posted pictures about it.
Oh, so, cute.
Like,
I did not see that.
Really, really cute. But I thought the Elvis movie, he literally was Elvis. Like, his acting is insane. Honestly, Tom Hanks maybe ruined the movie. I don't know what kind of accent he was doing. It was weird. It was a weird movie.
Huh.
And that might be an unpopular opinion, but I just did not like it.
Interesting. Okay. Because I feel like he took that role kind of as like an Oscar nom. It's same thing with Austen as well. Like, I feel like this is the buzz that it's getting, I feel like it's just leading up to an Oscar nom, which makes sense.
Austin Butler deserves it, and he deserves to win. Like, he literally was Elvis.
Oh
like,
my
it
gosh.
was nuts. That's all I have for pop culture stuff.
Great. Do we want to dive into our topic today then?
Yes. So, as you guys know, we are talking about the new Netflix movie that came out on July 15th. We are recording this the day after it came out, called Persuasion, based off of the Jane Austen novel, starring Dakota Johnson and...
Dakota Johnson.
A guy, yeah. It's starring Dakota Johnson. Do we want to do overall thoughts?
Yeah, I have like a little section for overall thoughts. So I thought it was a fine movie, but it didn't blow me out of the water. And it's not a movie that I would like pick to watch again. I wish I was just a bit more emotionally connected to the characters. I think that's what made it such a meh movie for me, that I lacked that connection.
Sure.
I thought the fourth wall thing was interesting, where she was like talking to the camera. It very much reminded me of a similar movie on Netflix called Enola Holmes with Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill and
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he's so fine in the movie. And it has that similar kind of humor and fourth wall narration.
Sure.
So, I mean, a part of me, I was like, okay, I understand why Netflix would do that because they've done it before.
Sure.
But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. It was an interesting take for a Jane Austen movie because if you look at other movies that are based off of her novels, like Little Women by Greta Gerwig, I think, has a very serious tone. Same with Pride and Prejudice. So this was really interesting that they had like more humor and especially that fourth wall narration.
I did not like the fourth wall thing. It kind of took me out of the movie a little bit, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
But by the end, I was kind of buying into it, but I just didn't love it, and I've never seen anything like that before, so it's kind of foreign to me.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yes.
Wait, have you seen Deadpool?
Yeah.
Deadpool is the fourth wall.
Okay, but that's different because it's like very few times, I feel like.
No, it's not. Ryan Reynolds talks to the camera. He always like turns and like.
Well, maybe I don't remember it at all.
Okay.
But I did not love it. And I didn't love the movie in general.
Yeah.
I agree. I wasn't really connected to the characters. And so, and I also feel like I really didn't even see enough between Dakota Johnson and like her, or what's her name? Anne and Wentworth. Frederick. Anne and Frederick. I didn't even see enough of them to like them as a couple.
Same.
So it was like the push and pull and the sadness and the blah, blah, blah. I didn't feel it because I didn't get to see a lot of it.
Yeah. I will say that after I watched this movie, I did do a little reading because I was like, I have never heard of Persuasion by Jane Austen, even though I'm like a book reader. I don't read the classics. I'm just not that kind of person. Because like I know Little Women, Emma, and Pride and Prejudice, right? Those are her three biggest books. So I looked up Persuasion and I was like, what is this novel? I've never heard of it. I guess it's Jane Austen's most like funny novel. Like she has like way more humor in this one than she does her other. So a part of me understands why they would want to do the fourth wall narration, because for me it made it more like cheeky and like funny. So a part of me, I was like, okay, but I agree that at first I was like, why is she talking to us?
Yeah, literally. And I thought maybe it was just a thing at the beginning, but then it continued throughout the whole movie. And I was like, oh, all right, we're rolling with this, I guess. I love Dakota Johnson, so like she can do no wrong to me, but I didn't love...
Okay, maybe Bridgerton has ruined me, but I was thinking like we'd get a spicy scene, or at least a spicy like kiss, like the Pride and Prejudice movie with Keira Knightley, right? You have like the rain, like the dramatic rain scene, and then you have the dramatic like meadow scene. Obviously, it's not like anything like Bridgerton, but I just wanted a little more drama, and I just didn't get that in this movie.
I agree. I didn't get the drama. I didn't get the passion. It wasn't there.
I don't think so either.
It needed to either go like fully modernized with it or like fully classic, because I feel like there was like this medium going on where I feel like Pride and Prejudice classic, right?
Yes.
Bridgerton very modernized, but that in between didn't work for me. Like she was saying things like, oh, he's a 10.
Yes!
And I was like, okay, if you're going to say stuff like that, then it needs to be fully like modernized then. But like it didn't, I can't do the in-between.
I wasn't able to buy into it, that this was like supposed to be a classic, or maybe it was supposed to be like more modern. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, like what are you trying to be? The one thing I will say is I did feel like Anne's character was very relatable in the beginning when she was saying like, I'm thriving, I take warm baths, and she's like bawling her eyes out. Yeah, literally. So like in that sense, I felt like it was relatable. So there were parts that I felt that. And I thought that was a funny way to start off the movie.
I love Dakota Johnson, right? Like I think she's fabulous, but I could not buy into her accent. I am so sorry. Like it was
I agree.
so, it was such a hit or miss. Like some scenes I was like, oh my God, that sounded really good. And other scenes, I was like, did you just do an American accent? Like,
literally. And I feel like a British accent is one of those that we hear a lot in like our media and stuff. So it's like, it's almost harder to do because people know real British actors and what it's supposed to sound like. So then when you hear someone who's doing the accent, it has to be like so spot on.
Yeah.
Otherwise
I will say in reverse, Tom Holland does an American accent and he does it so good. So
he does. He really does. So again, I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was going to ask, how do you feel about her saying that he respects him? Or maybe he said this. Ugh, my notes don't make any sense. He says he respects himself too much to beg. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Oh my God. It's too hot in here. Okay. At one part, she looks at the camera and she's talking about how he respects himself too much to beg because she's the one who broke his heart. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
It told me a lot about him, which I wasn't surprised when we finally got to him. Like, I'm like, oh, of course he wouldn't beg, which connects to the idea of what he does at the end as well. Like, of course, like he's too proud and he doesn't want to draw attention. So he's like he's not going to do it, which in hindsight is very sad because he really did truly love Anne, you know?
Yeah. And I get that, but like also the romantic in me is like, I want someone to lay it all out there. Like I want someone to like fight. Like that's true love. You fight for each other. Ugh. And the fact that 8 years went by and they didn't say anything, whatever. Like that is a long time.
Yeah. I was like, I'm sorry. You're trying to give us background for 8 years ago that this relationship happened. I think that was another thing that I wasn't able to connect with, where I was like, 8 years is really long. You guys would have changed, but then they didn't. And then it was like, when they finally like had their first conversation after those 8 years, I was like, I don't know. It felt so disjointed for me.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't buy into it.
Yes.
Me too. Here's one of the part where they're trying to be modern, but it didn't quite land. She was saying that he made her a playlist and it was a bunch of sheet music. I
cackled because I knew what they were trying to do. I'm sorry.
It's like when someone makes you a mixtape or like a Spotify playlist or whatever, but it was sheet music. I was like, what's that?
I cackled because I was like, they did not just do that. They did not just do that.
And then also, what the heck was up with the locks of hair? That I didn't get. What was that?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if they did that like back in the day. Like that's the thing. That's the problem with them trying to like walk on this line of being modern but classic, is that I don't know if they're joking or not about that lock of hair, if like that's what they really did back then. Because we obviously know that whole sheet music playlist thing is very modernized. But it's like, it's hard when your audience doesn't have the full picture themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we had gotten some flashback scenes.
Yeah.
Or something, because that would have helped, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then when she pulls out all of the newspapers of, like, what he's doing, to me, that was, like, their way of, like, Instagram stalking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to see what someone's up to. So, again, just one of those things.
Part of me felt a little sad that, like, she was doing that for 8 years. I was like, girly.
No, I'm sorry, but, like, at that point...
Yes,
girl.
Yeah, I was like,
move on, honey boo boo bear.
Yes, I agree. I was like, 8 years is too much. That's almost a decade.
Oh my God. I cannot imagine thinking about, I'm 24 now,
pining over someone.
Thinking about who I had a crush on when I was 14 years old. If I still was feeling that, that's like weird. That's weird.
Yeah. I will say Harry Styles is still on my list. From One Direction to now. Is that a decade? I don't know.
Oh, well, that's different.
I know, I'm kidding.
What did you think of her sister, Mary?
Okay, I thought she was freaking annoying, but freaking hilarious.
She was one of the characters I felt like I connected with most. Not connected with, but like understood the most because she was so her character.
Yes.
Like she acted it so well.
Yes.
Like she was like, I'm going to be annoying and I'm going to do it fully.
Yes.
Like
she was so dramatic and that was the only drama that I had. throughout the entire movie was her character. But I wanted more, and all the other characters were lacking it. So it's like every time Mary was on screen, it was just like so funny.
And she played it so well and so oblivious to how narcissistic she is.
Yes.
And her poor husband and her poor kids.
I know.
She's always like, I need a break from my kids. And he's always like, where are they? And she's like, I don't know. Like, why? Why do you have kids?
Oh, God.
What is happening?
She's so funny.
And those kids were so cute, too.
They were adorable.
They were adorable. There's another part. Obviously, they arrive to Anne's sister's house, and she meets the kids, and they are so excited to see her, and they trample her to the floor, which was already uncomfortable. But then she's talking to her sister-in-law about Wentworth or whatever, and she was saying, like, he listens with his whole body. What are you saying, girlfriend? Like, what? That's the kind of thing where I'm like,
So, okay, I thought that was like the old school, like romantic. Like, I love that. I feel like that's such a very classic thing in these like older set in like an older time. So I really liked that. But my thing was, how do you know he hasn't changed? Like,
I know.
Like, and that's the whole theme about this movie too. It's like, oh, I know you. Like, I know.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm like, it's been 8 years. It's been
Thinking
8
about
years.
me 8 years ago, I am so different. No,
Like,
you're so right. They're
it's
supposed
too
to
much
know each other.
time.
So yes, exactly.
It's too much time. If you told me it was 4 years, I'd have been like, okay, I can buy that. 4 years. 8 years though? No. That's way too long. I will say Dakota Johnson's acting with the kids was so cute.
It was so cute. Like I said, she's a fantastic actress.
Yes.
I just didn't like the whatever. You know?
I agree. But she did a fantastic job.
Yeah, with the little kids and them running in the forest.
Yes!
Oh my gosh, that part with the little kids in the forest, and then he comes and pulls them off, and he's like, "That's dangerous." I was like, "What the hell?"
I'm like, Wentworth,
dude?
Stop! I don't need you to protect me.
J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. I just thought of that.
Oh my
gosh. Okay, well, anyways, now I officially hate his name, and I'm going to think of that every time I hear it. When she stayed home with the kids, when they all went to dinner, and then she shouts out the window, "Frederick!" And then they all turn, and then she hides, and then the stuff falls on her head. For what?
With Anne and her character, I thought it was like very cheeky, right? So I was like, okay, I could believe that. You know what I couldn't get on board though was her drinking. That was very modern. Like I could not like, what? You're telling me you're just gonna drink a whole bottle of wine? Like what?
Who amongst us hasn't done that? But that would not happen. That was forced.
Exactly. Yeah. So I didn't really like that. And again, too, in that scene, she was supposed to be drunk because she was drinking a whole bottle of wine. So that's why I was like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah.
I almost wish they had gone, because I like the general storyline. I almost wish they had fully made it like a modern movie.
Yeah, they should have just like full sended it, like just into the modern era rather than like trying to like tiptoe on the line.
Yeah. And also in general, sorry, this is kind of going off the trail or whatever, but I think I didn't see enough of Wentworth at all to like, I don't even know what his character was really. Like he barely had any dialogue, I feel like.
I wanted to love him so badly because he's the love interest. Like we're supposed to be on his side, but I literally could not find anything to connect myself to him. Like I was like, I don't care. You seem happy with what's her
Louisa?
Yeah, you seem happy with Louisa, so you just go be with Louisa. Like I could care less. But I think that's because again, he didn't have any dialogue. There was no connection. There was nothing tying us to him other than Anne.
Exactly.
So, but that wasn't enough for me. Like I cared for Anne, but like I was like nothing. Like I just felt nothing.
Your face right now. But no, I 100% agree. I needed more to get on board, and I just
needed a little more tension, a little more something between them to be like, oh my God, I like need them together. But I was at a point where it's like, I don't even care if you guys are together.
No, literally, that's how I felt. I really thought it was going to be one of those movies where they were going to come to terms with going their separate ways.
Well, they almost did on the freaking beach. Yeah.
Ugh, whatever.
I know.
That beach scene is a whole nother.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into it. Yeah.
So then she's like pretending to be him at the table. And then he walks in, which I thought that was kind of funny. Like, I thought that was cute.
It was very
had
cute.
the stuff on her lip and like that. Okay, I was like,
Again, Dakota Johnson, like, was great. This movie and the script just wasn't it. But you could see, like, her surprise and, like, her stumbling. And I loved it because I was like, oh, my God, like, 8 years literally just rushed to your face, you know?
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Then there's this whole dinner scene, right? First, she's like, they're going around the table trying to sit down, and she refuses to sit by him. And then I could feel the awkwardness of her scooting into the table. I was like, oh my God. And then she said, oh, Charles wanted to marry me first, talking about Mary's husband. And I was like, why did you just blurt that out?
Again, I think it was the whole, like, drinking thing, but I was not on board with it. Like, I don't care if you're drunk. And, like, maybe they made her say that because they're trying to, like, characterize Anne, which, like, I definitely understand that that's, like, an Anne thing to say. But it was just so weird. And it was so, like, left field.
And then there's one part where after the whole dinner scene and she's watching Louisa dance with Frederick and blah, 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 she shouts out the window, love me or kill me now. Like, it's so melodramatic. I was like, what kind of movie is this trying to be?
Again, a part of me was like, okay, I can see that Anne could say that. Great. But it doesn't fit with the vibe of the movie.
It doesn't. I feel like we're just giving examples of like the same thing over and over, but it's true. This is how I felt the whole movie.
Yeah.
And like it was hard to watch all the way through just because I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Okay. What was up with the bunny?
Oh, I love the bunny though.
Yeah, I mean it was cute and all. Like, yeah, great. But like, what did that have to do with anything?
I don't know. It's just Anne and her character. Like, she just has a cute little bunny. I don't know. I feel like that's very Anne
It's like
of her.
the Smurfs in the hating game. Like, what was the reason?
Oh.
Like, I feel like it was supposed to be some sort of symbol, but like...
In the hating game, she was writing, like, fan fiction. And she was, like, that was her, like, after her 9 to 5. Like, that was weird. I think Anne, it was just her pet.
Very weird.
You know? Yes.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyways, I'm getting flashbacks. Then there's this like little conversation between Frederick and Anne, and she's like asking him like how he feels, and like she's like, you're not even, or why are you angry? And he was like, what else would you want me to be? And that I was like, okay, fair though, because like it's one of those things where like it's a classic situation where a girl breaks up with a guy but doesn't really want to, and then wants him to react a certain way, but then it's not like the reaction you want, so then you're really sad. Yeah. And like obviously breakups are hard whether you're the one doing the breakup or whether you're getting broken up with, but like I thought I was like on his side in that moment. I was like, you deserve to be angry or have whatever emotions you have about this situation, because she's the one who made the decision.
Exactly. And the fact that he knew why they broke up makes it even worse. Because most times the guy or the girl, they don't know. But he knew the reason, which made it
because
even
it was for money.
worse.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like 10 times worse.
Okay, so then there's this part where they're walking through the woods for like a long time and a few things happen. So first of all, Louisa pulls Anne aside or they're walking and she's like, oh, I'm falling in love. And I was like, girl, you've known him for literally a day. What are you talking about? Huh? No, don't.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Can we talk about Louisa's like flirting tactics? So she's like, just act like you've never used utensils. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Literally, I was like, I'm sorry, but that does not work in real. Like, okay, I will say, I feel like guys. What do I know? I'm so single. Why am I about to say guys like this? I don't freaking know. Otherwise, I might not. But like, I feel like guys don't want a girl to act stupid. Yeah. Like, sure, guys like to help with things, but like, if I was out to dinner on a date and I was like, how do I use this fork to pick up my pasta? He would be like, what the hell is
like,
wrong with you?
Are you dumb?
Literally, like, are you okay? Like, yeah.
Yeah, so, I thought that was just
but it was really, really funny.
It was really funny, yeah.
Okay, then there's a scene with Louisa and Frederick by the water where they're sitting and talking about Anne. I thought Anne was going to go pee by the tree. That's what I thought she was doing. The way she like went under her skirt. I thought she was going to pee and then they were going to run into her like while she's peeing by this tree.
I thought she was like going to use it as an excuse of like, oh, I didn't know you guys were there. I was just like going to the bathroom or whatever. But then she didn't. I don't know. It was weird.
But also, even so, that would have been a weird ass excuse.
Yeah, really weird.
So I don't know. And then she acted all upset, but he didn't even say anything that dramatic.
I know.
He really didn't.
Louisa was actually being really nice.
She was. I appreciated that.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that Louisa always brought it up to her first or like defended Anne first before anything. So like that to me, at first I was like, Louisa, why are you dancing with him? Blah, blah, blah. But she asked Anne and like tried to get Anne to pursue it. So like if Anne doesn't make her feelings known, what can Louisa do about that?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so Captain Harville, or whatever, one of Frederick's friends, he is Marcus from A Discovery of Witches, which I got so excited when I saw the actor because I loved him in that show. So I saw him and I was so excited.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize anyone except Dakota Johnson and Henry Golding, but no, I really liked him. I thought he was great.
So then there's this one part that Captain Harville said to Anne, tell me what the heck this is supposed to mean. He said, all that is meant for one is to find one. What? That to me gave me the same vibes as that Noah Centineo speech when he got like a Teen Choice Award and he was like, it's not what you've done with what you've been given, it's what you do with what you not, or whatever the heck Noah Centineo said. It made no sense, but he was so sincere and it gave me the same vibes as that because Captain Harville was so sincere, but I have no idea what he meant by that.
See, that's the thing where it's like, okay, that's a very like classic thing. That's what I would associate with classic because I feel like classics can be very abstract in that way.
Sure.
Where it's just like these like pretty phrases and like this abstract idea. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. So when he said that, I was like, that's not very modern of you. Like
literally, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I will say I do like how Anne interacts with that other captain who had lost his wife. I thought that was really sweet and like really showed us Anne's character about how she like really tries to take care of everyone else. And obviously we saw that a lot with her sister Mary, but like I just thought that was a really sweet moment. And then the way that Frederick was looking at her like as she's like helping him was really sweet. But
for a real hot second, I thought they were gonna be together.
I could have seen that.
Yes, because he was like reading a book and she had like finished a quote. Like it was literally like picture perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So a part of me was like, oh, maybe she gets with him instead.
And then he ends up with Louisa at the end,
which literally did not make sense.
No, makes no sense.
Because we saw zero of them.
Of them. Yeah. And we're going to talk about another couple at the end that makes no sense, but we'll get there. So then, obviously, they're walking out of this little thing, and we see Henry Golding standing on the top of the hill or whatever. He is one of the most attractive people. His smile does something to me.
Oh my gosh. Like, just amazing.
Beautiful.
Like, yeah. Yeah. No, I love him. I'm super happy that he was in this movie. Interestingly enough, he was the guy that I was like, oh my God, Anne, you have to get with him. Like, I had this like urgency.
No, me too. And I actually kind of liked them together.
Yeah.
But I will say they did a good job of like making you like him kind of, but also being like a little wary of him. Like I could smell something sketchy.
I agree.
Which part of that might have been just his acting. Like he did really well with it, but.
Yeah. Same thing with Dakota Johnson. I just could not buy his accent. Like, it slipped up way too much where I was like,
Henry Golding has an accent in real life.
Yeah, he does, but not a British accent.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
What kind of accent does he have in real life?
He's from Malaysia. So, somewhere, yeah.
Okay.
But not, because I could hear it slip up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, people can do accents really well sometimes. But again, I feel like in those particular parts, they're both very well-known actors. And so it's just like, that felt a little bit like stunt casting for me.
I know.
So then we get to the beach scene between Frederick and Anne, which I thought something was going to happen. I thought they were going to smooch. I thought they were going to have a spicy moment. I thought there was going to be like a moment where they almost kissed but didn't. I was like, holy crap, it's happening, it's happening. And then he's like, do you want to be friends? I was like, what the heck is this?
Okay, but I will argue that it looked like Anne thought as well that he was going to say, oh, I still love you. But then I think Frederick might have switched it last minute. But still, regardless, I was like, this... Okay.
It felt so weird.
The conversation just like went off track. It was so weird.
It did.
Yeah.
And then she just goes swimming for some random reason, which then she went swimming and he's like looking back at her. I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna get in the water too, like, and they're gonna have a moment. But no, nothing happened. I've been reading too many smutty books, I don't know. But I was like, I need more. Even just a moment. Like Pride and Prejudice did that really well. Like the rain scene where it was so electric.
Yes.
But nothing happened.
Exactly.
I needed that here.
Same thing with the meadow scene. Like in the early in the morning, they're both in the meadow. What do you mean they're both in the meadow at dawn? Like I just needed a little more like angst, a little more drama of like
exactly.
I don't know.
Nope. I 100% agree with you, dude. The one thing I will say that that she said twice in two different ways was the whole idea of like, it's worse being friends than an ex, or like it's worse being angry, or I forget the other one that she said.
She said like, oh, we're worse than exes, we're friends now, or something like that.
Yeah, and I actually agree with that. Some people can be friends with their exes. Good for you. I don't think I'm one of those people because no, honestly, because it's just like, so I really related to Anne in this moment because it's like, I need the separation. Otherwise, like, because I put my all into like things like that, friendships, relationships, like I get very emotionally invested. So it's like, it's hard to do like the in between without something coming back up.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know, been there, done that. Let me tell you. Anyways, shout out. Just kidding. You're never going to get it. Anyways. This is something that I feel like I had a hard time with, like, this whole Regency area in general. A lot of people are always like, oh, we're cousins, but they're not really cousins. But then Henry Golding's character was the heir. I don't understand. I don't know if you understood it, but I did not understand this connection. I really don't get it. As soon as you say that we're cousins, I'm like, I'm out. I don't care if you're fourth removed, fifth removed, sixth removed, done. No. Cousin, I'm out. Weird.
It's so funny because I was going to ask you this question, knowing how you reacted to Rowan and Throne of Glass.
No, because it's like, fine. If I just really have a hard time.
Yeah.
If I know we are distantly related, I cannot.
Yeah.
As soon as you put the word cousin there, what the heck are you doing? Find someone who's not your cousin. Like, there's so many people in the world.
Yes, really, truly. So they had explained this, but I didn't catch all the technicalities because it's like, oh, Mr. Elliot, he's technically our cousin. He's the heir of like all of father's stuff. Yeah. But then like Anne had said something about like, oh, cousins mean something so distantly. I don't know. It was like really wonky and really fast. Yes. That I was like, what? I did not understand this, but I'm just going to roll with it.
Yeah, I'm a roll with it. It's fine. Whatever. We have the scene where they're all walking down the stairs. And she's like, Louise is like, catch me, Frederick. And he catches her once. And then she goes back up the stairs and says, catch me.
And he doesn't. Oh my gosh.
I am a horrible person, but the way that she hit the ground, I burst out laughing. I was like, not only was it the way she hit the ground, it was the way that it was literally 2 feet down.
I know.
Like, it wasn't even a high distance. And also, what are you doing? Like,
the way that it was shot as well was like so wonky, where I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, it didn't even seem that she had fallen, but she had fallen. Like, I was
and
like,
it was
okay.
supposed to be this big pivotal moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, she literally just flung herself off this cliff. And then she just goes, "Ay," and then she's done. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
My notes say, I'm sorry. Note number 52. Wait, why did she throw herself off the wall? Note number 53. Is she dead? What the F? 54. Also, that was like 2 feet. 55. LOL, just a concussion. That was effing stupid. And then Frederick says a line where he says, if this had not occurred, who knows what our lives could have been. Now I'm responsible for her.
See? That's what pisses me off, because we know what happens at the end and like the plot twist. I'm like, what? Like, a part of me is like, okay, yes, I understand why you would be responsible for her, but the plot twist at the end doesn't make any sense then.
Also, I'm sorry, but like, I get, and maybe this is again different because of the era of the movie.
Yeah.
But I just like, just because someone gets injured doesn't mean you're responsible for them. Like,
yeah.
For example, he could be there for her, like, support her, but like, if you don't want that, then like, don't act like this is life-changing. Yeah. Like, whatever.
I think it might be the era that,
yeah,
that they're set in, so.
And then we have a random picnic scene where Anne and Lady Russell just talk about how Lady Russell had sex all over Europe. And I was like, wait, what? That seems so, again, like, they're trying to make it modern, but like, it wasn't even anything that like helped the plot or like drove the plot. It didn't make any sense.
It was so random.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, you could argue that it's to build the relationship between the two ladies, but like, we already knew that Anne had a really good relationship with Lady Russell because she had stepped in when Anne's mother had passed away. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, we don't need this. We already know it.
Yep, exactly. And they spent a lot of time explaining what her role was and all this stuff at the beginning. So I agree, not necessary. Then they're sitting at the table with Anne's dad, and all of a sudden he goes, I think I'm experiencing joy. What was that about? I don't know if they were going for comic relief. I don't understand. Please, do you have an explanation? Please, help me out.
Okay, another thing too is I think I was okay with that scene because they had set up her dad and her older sister as so flamboyant and so ridiculous that I was okay with that, because remember when they were leaving the estate, they were like, oh, make sure that they don't go in the garden, or make sure that these people don't do da-da-da-da, and it was like ridiculous requests. Mm-hmm. So a part of me was
don't look at my shrubbery.
Exactly. So I was like, when he said that, I was like, oh, that's just her dad, like just being really, really high maintenance.
I have a note that says, okay, there's like 20 minutes left and nothing has happened, ...
Yeah.
But then I go in to talk about how they're sitting in the little living space with their like rich, like noble relatives, and no one's saying anything. And then she sips her coffee loudly and then talks about this octopus dream she has. And then later, Henry Golding's character, I forget what his name is, honestly. And
Mr. Elliot, but I don't know
Mr. Elliot,
his first name,
calls her my octopus.
Yeah.
And I don't, what?
To be honest, you could have cut that scene out and the movie would have been fine. Like,
I felt that way about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a lot of scenes there that weren't necessary, but a lot of things that could have been added.
Yes.
So like, it's just hard because I like the actors. Like, I feel like it really could have been, it just makes me mad when I feel like a movie could have been so good, but it just didn't quite hit the mark.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, and then as they're in the room with the family, Mr. Elliot makes a comment to her. He's like, oh, it's a metaphor and you just should let yourself be taken. That was so unnecessarily spicy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. This is when they're standing outside and Mr. Elliot's like across the road and she's talking to Lady Russell. And I literally wrote a note that just says, I want Henry Golding to smile at me like that in the streets of France. It's beautiful.
Yes.
But literally, like...
He's just gorgeous. And his smiling is just... His smile is so dazzling. Like, it's like...
It dazzling. That's such a good word for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we get the news from Lady Russell that...
The captain.
Frederick and Louisa are engaged.
No, it's literally just the captain. They're engaged.
Yes, you're right.
Oh my God, whatever. That's what, okay, anyways. But yeah, the captain and Louisa are engaged. Whatever.
I didn't even catch that at first. I really thought Frederick and Louisa were engaged.
Yes, that's the whole point. That's why she only said the captain. Like, oh, I thought you knew. Which is so dumb because, like, Lady Russell should have known which captain she was talking about based on Anne's reaction because Lady Russell knows what happened 8 years ago.
Because she's the one who did it, basically.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know.
Just, again, disconnected.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
And then there's the little scene in the candy shop where Mr. Elliot's, like, a little possessive, but, like... I don't know. I just think it's always interesting in these situations. She was hung up on him for 8 years and only starts to kind of move on once he shows up. Like, that was interesting.
Well, maybe she needed closure, though. Like, that's the thing.
Fair.
And she did get it on the beach. So
sure.
A part of me also, this was the first scene throughout the entire movie. This was the first scene where I was like, oh, I'm getting drama. I'm getting like tension because he saw that she was with Mr. Elliot and was like getting a little like jealous or like, oh, she's moving on. Like the realization that she's moving on. And that was literally the first time that I felt the drama. And that was what? Already an hour 10 in the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
You're so right. Yeah.
Right?
We needed more of that.
Exactly. Like I needed more push and pull of because I feel like when Anne was watching Louisa and Wentworth together, like there's nothing. Like, yeah, maybe she like yelled out the window and like whatever, but like it was just meh.
Yeah, exactly. We hear Mr. Elliot tell Frederick that there's gonna be a wedding or whatever.
Yes.
And I was like, honey boo boo, you have not proposed yet.
See, oh my God, that's another thing that I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Because then I'm thinking now of the plot twist, right? Because I'm like, what do you mean there's gonna be a wedding now, knowing that I know how it ends? But again, I was living for the drama. So
see, again, it finally picked up in the last like 20 minutes a little bit.
Yes.
They go to the whole opera show or whatever, and she's like crying, and then Wentworth runs out and she runs out after him, and I thought, finally we're gonna have a moment. Finally. But then Mr. Elliot shows up again, and I'm like, why? We already got this situation in the candy shop where he shows up. So why are we basically getting a repeat event of that? It felt so unnecessary because I thought this was going to be the moment where they were finally going to get to talk.
Yes!
Like, finally have the moment. But no.
No, literally not. Because again, I wanted that moment of like that dramatic scene in the rain at like in Pride and Prejudice. Like, oh my God, this is it. Like after the opera, like they're going to like confess their love for each other.
And she speaks Italian, so she's going to tell him about what the opera singer's talking about. And it's going to be something really romantic and blah, blah, blah. Like, why did you not do more with that scene?
I know.
You set it up so well, and then it just...
I know.
It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
We need to start making these movies.
Yes, really.
Netflix, call us. So then he says something like, I suppose we're finished. And then she says, I suppose so.
Yeah.
That happens when he's writing the letter, I think, or writing the captain thing. This was after the opera.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I skipped ahead.
No, that's okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. So she was talking to that other captain, right? And she was being so freaking melodramatic of like, well, like, I'm happy to see something about like how people move on and they can be happy or whatever. And she's like looking at Wentworth as she's saying it, which was literally just a little too dramatic for me. But she was saying that he leaves, and then that's when the captain tells her like, oh no, like Louisa is engaged to this captain instead. And that's when she realizes that Wentworth is single.
Yep. I did not understand that plot twist, so I was like, okay, go off. So then she reads the letter.
Yes.
Which, like, I thought her acting in that was really, really good.
Yes.
But then it was really sweet. But then she runs out and see Henry Golding or Mr. Elliot making out with the girl who was supposed to get married to her dad.
Yes.
And she was like, live a happy life, vibes only. Then keeps running.
Yeah.
They finally meet up and they have a kiss.
Yes.
Wasn't passionate enough for me, but fine. It finally happens. I thought that was the end of the movie. But nope.
No.
Then it keeps going and they see Mr. Elliot and the girl get married and they're fine. And then they're sitting in the field like we saw a glimpse of at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And they're talking about going on their voyages and
Which was
she
cute.
winks at the camera.
It's
which
like
was
cute. Yeah, but I was just like, you could have ended that with the kiss. Like, I did not need any of this.
But yeah, that's literally the end of the movie.
So I did really like the whole letter sequence and her like reading it out loud. I will say her reading it was a little cheesy. I thought her acting was great, but it was just a little cheesy. But then when it switched to Frederick's deep voice reading the letter, I was like, oh, this is what I needed. This is what I needed, okay? And then she's running, right, in the street. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I've needed the entire movie. Like, why didn't we have more of these scenes? More of this, like, push and pull and angst and stuff. Like, I was just... I mean, I'm happy I got it at the end, but I'm just like, I wish there were more moments in the movie that we got it too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because, like we've said 500 times this episode, it had a lot of potential, but it just felt like it was trying to be too many different things. Yeah, I didn't love it. Like, there are some parts that I giggled at or some parts I thought were funny, but I didn't love it overall, which is a bummer.
Yeah, I agree. I started cheering for Wentworth and Anne, like really like wanting them to be together at the end when she read the letter. Like, that was when I was like, oh my God, I want you guys to be together. But it took me an hour and 40 minutes to get there. Like, I should have already been on board within the first 20, but I wasn't. So I think that's why it was so, I just wasn't connected to the story.
But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed our little review of Persuasion.
Yeah.
Sorry it was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think if you watch it. We'd love to hear from you. But Selena, want to tell them what we're talking about next week?
Yes. So next week, Theone and I will be discussing our top 5 summer music songs
of the summer.
Sorry, I fucked that up really bad. Songs of the summer. Our top 5. That's what it is.
But yeah, I'm really excited. I love a good music episode.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious if we'll have any of the same on our lists. And we have a lot of new music to listen to, we were talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see if there's any that maybe we haven't heard yet that'll make the list.
Yes.
So
I'm excited.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.